What happens when love and ambition collide? Meet Swati and Rohan Bhargav, the power duo behind Cashkaro, India's leading cashback and coupons platform. From friends to partners in life and to business, their journey is a clear testament to resilience and teamwork. Backed by the likes of Ratan Tata as well as Kalari Capital and Affle Global, Cashkaro has grown into a savings powerhouse with over 2 million users and $13 million plus in funding. But beyond the numbers, this is a story of a couple who has built an empire together. So let's go straight ahead and dive into their journey of entrepreneurship to understand a little bit more about their challenges and what it truly takes to succeed as a team. And Swati and Rohan, welcome. Let's get started with the beginning, Swati. Looking back in time where you and your husband met at the London School of Economics, tell us more.
Yeah, Rohan was my senior by 1 year, and we had a common group of Indian friends. And one day, all those friends were going out somewhere, and I said, "Where are you going?" And they said, "Hum is senior ke ghar ja rahe hain. Who's cooking for us?" So I said, "Oh, Indian food in London. Someone's cooking. I'm going to tag along." So I went along and went to his place, and we all had a nice lunch which he had prepared. So that's how we actually met. Then we became friends, and after that we were actually flatmates for 3 years. Because we were, I graduated from LSE, got a job at Goldman, was looking for a place to stay, and he already found a place. So I asked my parents that, can I stay with him and one more girl? And they were like, in all of London, have you found only this one boy to share a flat with? Ladke hi hain, ladkiyan kahan hai sari? But then I convinced them that, having a guy in the house is good sometimes. It can be helpful. Aise karke, then, we stayed, and we were actually flatmates for 3 years, and we started dating. And we got married soon after because we already knew each other so well.
Wonderful. And Rohan, after getting married in 2009, I believe that both of you guys decided to book your honeymoon tickets, and you said you're going to use a cashback website, and that sort of sowed the seed and planted the idea to develop this kind of a platform. Am I right?
That was the trigger, So I think April 2009 is when we got married, and we were doing we were heading to Maldives and exploring tickets on booking.com, hotels.com, etc. And at that point, given that we were in the UK, we were using this platform called Quidco. And the model was very simple. You come to Quidco, from Quidco go to hotels.com, and we realized that on the entire honeymoon package, we were getting a 10% discount through a cashback. And I think while we enjoyed the cashback at that point, when we got back and we started to think, hey, what else do we want to do, right? We just realized that the cashback idea is so amazing, so simple. The fact that we enjoyed that cashback so much, made us think that, look, maybe there is definitely something here. And I think that was the trigger. So, I think 2 years later, we had built this cashback business, and we were on our way.
Okay, now this business is operating on performance marketing as a model. So how exactly does it work? What does Cashkaro do?
So Cashkaro is a marketing platform. So we work on a kind of marketing which is called affiliate marketing. So the idea is that any sale or any transaction that we send to our partners like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Ajio, so the traffic that we send, if that converts into a transaction, then we get paid an affiliate fee or a marketing fee from these partners. And what we do is, and this is the sort of cherry on the cake, is that we pass some part of it back to the end user as a cashback. So as a user, if you went to Myntra directly, you'd pay the same price, get the bank offer, etc. But now, because you're going from Cashkaro to Myntra, not only are you getting all the same discounts, you're now getting a 5-10% extra on top. And that's the beauty of it, right? And the great part is that while the customer is obviously benefiting, for someone like Myntra, they are now getting their sales cheaper than what they are doing through platforms like Google or Meta. So it's kind of a win-win, right? So we've created this model where everyone's winning, right? So we keep some money, the user's getting a great discount, and it's more ROI positive for our partners.
So we work with everyone, and all the cashback that you're earning from Cashkaro, this is on top of all the sales. So chahe Big Billion Day ho ya any Republic Day sale, Valentine's Day sale, you get cashback on top. It's also on top of the bank card offers.
Okay. So, Swati, let's understand a little bit more about the financials. What kind of operating revenue you enjoy? What is the outlook when it comes to growth? What is it that you're targeting when it comes to your, operational metrics and the margins down the line?
Yeah, so we drive about 4,000 crores in sales to our partners every year, and we are earning commissions of north of 350 crores annually. And we have more than 22 million members on Cashkaro. We also have another app called Earnkaro, which, if we combine that, then our total member base is actually more than 25 million. And it's really interesting what Earnkaro does, because it has revolutionized affiliate marketing in India. It is an affiliate marketing app through which influencers, whether it's a Telegram influencer, if you are a YouTuber, Instagrammer, or anyone, in fact, because we believe that everyone is actually an influencer in their own circles. So anyone can make an affiliate link from Earnkaro for any product they want to recommend. It could be from Amazon, Myntra, Flipkart, anyone. So if you think about it, if you ask me where did I get this lipstick from, I would normally give you the link of Nykaa. Now I will go and paste this lipstick link of Nykaa on Earnkaro, get my affiliate link and share that, so that if anyone shops via my link, I am earning commission. So this is how people are earning lakhs every month via Earnkaro, because they are sharing their deals and their links in their Instagram, in their Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups, in their stories, and people are earning lakhs. So in fact, we started something called the Bad Podcast, which is Be a Dreamer, to showcase such stories of influencers. And we have examples of people who are earning 40 lakhs a month via Earnkaro.
And it's interesting because you guys, had the wonderful experience of meeting the legendary industrialist, the late Ratan Tata, in 2016. Tell us a little bit more about this meeting, because I can only imagine that it left a lasting impression on the both of you.
Absolutely. I think, in our, we've been doing this now for a long time. And I think if you were to think about one highlight across our journey, I think for both of us, it will be meeting Mr. Tata, but I think more so having him and getting his confidence that he invested in us.
Yeah.
This happened in early 2016. We'd just closed around with Kalari Capital. And at that point, it so happened that Mr. Tata was on the board of Kalari. And then we reached out to Vani saying that, look, we would love to meet him, just an opportunity, just tell him about what we do. Given it was Mr. Tata, we had generally kept our sort of expectations, tempered. And I think this was a point where he had, done some very marquee investments. He invested in Ola, Snapdeal, and a bunch of, very, very successful businesses at that point. So we ended up meeting him at his Bombay office, at the Taj. And, we had an opportunity to spend 20 minutes with him and sat next to him, sat opposite him, pitched to him. And I think, when we finished, we asked him, so how do you feel? What do you think about the business? And his only words were that, look, in a country like India, you're giving people free money. What's not to love? So I think that for us was a big validation that, someone like him is seeing the value of what we're doing. Both Swati and me left very, very lucrative jobs to do this. So getting that validation, that sort of green tick from him, was a big...
And with Mr. Tata, his name is enough. His name is the seal of trust. And after we got his investment, we were approached by so many people. And suddenly we became very hot overnight because Mr. Tata had put that stamp.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. Truly a pioneer. And now you guys, Cashkaro is really looking at doubling down on the financial offerings. There's plans to introduce new products, insurance, loans, mutual funds. There was also that specialized platform that you guys spoke about, Bankkaro. Tell us about your expansion.
Bankkaro is a platform where we're aggregating all the financial products. So what we're realizing is that, as India becomes more and more as the demand for financial products starts to increase, so effectively credit cards, loans, and insurance, We feel that with the base that we have, right, with the fact that we have Cashkaro, Earnkaro, I think we can do a lot in that space. So it's been about 2 years that we've been doing credit cards. I think we are already in the top 5 digital aggregators across the country. So competing with people like Paisa Bazaar, Bank Bazaar. So I think in 2 years, we've sort of caught up, most of the distance. The next area that we're getting into is loans. And again, I think the USP that we're going to create is, can we be a platform that gives you the best loan at the cheapest rate possible, right? So effectively, we're building a lot of intelligence where, and that's something that's going to be very, very new to the loan space. So can you get the best loan in the fastest way possible, and then create the entire application flows, whether it's through APIs or deep integration with banks? So that's the second big area that we're going into. And then eventually we'll also go into insurance, which I think is a very, very underpenetrated industry in the country. And there's a huge demand coming up for it.
So Swati, what's it like working together, especially when you guys don't agree?
Yeah, it does happen sometimes, I have to say, but it's not that often, because I think we have, we understand who's good at what, and ultimately we're like, okay, just do your thing. Right? So I think live and let live works very well in cases like these and relationships like these, because you know that you both care equally and you are qualified equally, at least in your own domains. So you need to give each other that space to be able to take those independent decisions. It's not that we don't take arguments home, and it's not that we manage to resolve everything in this meeting room. But I think it's never really, such a big deal that it feels like, why are we doing this? It's not like that. I think it just feels like, chalo, it's good that at least someone's challenging me. And we figure it out like that. And in many cases, if we don't agree on something, we end up saying, okay, this is my view, but this is your domain, so try it out. And we leave it at that.
When two people are trying to build a business together, one of the core sort of things that you need is trust and confidence within each other. And I think as a couple, you have that from day one. So, I think anyone who's thinking about building a business together as a couple, I'd say absolutely go for it. Lots of positives on the other side.
And what about investing, saving? What's the business strategy as a couple together?
So I'll go first, and then we'll do. So I think what we've realized is that it's very, very important to have a consistent saving pattern. So one of the things that we do is, both Swati and I have a SIP. My brother Rajat manages, he's a private banker, manages money for us. And so one of the things we do consistently is being constantly invested in markets through, SIP as a strategy. What that allows is that you're constantly investing in the highs and the lows. And if you look at, the last sort of 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, for any equity market globally, right, whether it's China, India, US, there is a CAGR of anywhere between 13 to 17% that's available, which is very, very good, which effectively means you're doubling your money every 5-6 years. So I think, and the power of compounding then kicks in. Apart from this, we do, both Swati and me independently do invest in angel. We do angel investments. So having done the journey, we realize the sort of joy and pain this takes, and we would love to sort of support and help other founders who are trying to make this journey.
Yeah. Well, the fundamental thing is that we both believe in savings, right? So we do, we strike a balance. I mean, we don't have kids, right? So we feel that we actually have a lot of flexibility in terms of how we want to use our money. And, therefore we do what we want to from taking a break or, whatever we want to do otherwise, but make it a point to save. We have aspirations of giving back to the community. So we are creating a fund of our own.
So do you have any advice then for couples who want to work together?
Firstly, I'd say that if you are thinking of working together, think about whether you have complementary skill sets. because if you do, then it makes the journey a lot easier, and it makes sense as well then, because between us, Rohan is very much more into product, data, tech, and I am more into brand, media, PR. Although we both do both, but still the fact that we both have skill sets in certain things, it makes it easier to divide roles. It makes it easier to respect the other person as well, because you know that they're good at it, so you can listen to them. So that is number one. The second is that it is important to have a sense of equality and respect in the relationship, and have this in mind. Be conscious that you are talking to actually the person who is the most dear to you in the world. So remember that, because then it keeps you grounded and it keeps all your arguments and your discussions constructive. So having respect in that relationship, I think, is key. And number three, what would you
I think
say?
the number third would be that, look, businesses sometimes succeed, sometimes don't. I think one has to keep that in mind, that the business should not become bigger than the relationship. And I think it's a balance that you need to strike, because obviously there is a lot of heart and soul that goes into creating a business. So I think keeping that at the back of your mind, that look, it is the journey also versus the end outcome.
And if you are in a business together and you feel like it's overtaken your life, A, it happens, but B, you need to consciously make it unhappen, and therefore talk about it. Not talking about it doesn't help. So sometimes if I feel that we are in a too much of a work zone and we're not spending enough time, then either of us will bring it up and say, okay, what, let's do this, let's change this, so that we can get back to normal, because it's not meant to be easy. If it was, then everybody would do it. But that is true for entrepreneurship itself, not just couple entrepreneurs. So therefore we have two dynamics here, and therefore you need to consciously call out when you think something's not working and fix it. And because it's a relationship, it's actually very fixable. All these things are just small changes, and you'll get back to normal.
That is wonderful, truly epitomizing what a power couple today can do and build this sort of a company. So thank you for taking time out and joining in.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Likewise.
much.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from Nirmal Bang.